Okay, this is what is this? It's like polynomial division part. I don't know, 15, whatever it is. All right. Um, this is example 2C. This is kind of a leftover example from the last one. You can skip this one and jump to the next one. This is probably taking me about 5 minutes. If you want to jump ahead, that's fine. You should already know how to do this one, but I'm going to put this here for the sake of completeness. Okay, so remember, you're going to divide, so it's 7x minus 5 into 7x to the 4th plus 16x cubed plus 41x squared minus 103x plus 35. And I forgot to check if there's any missing terms. 4, 3, 2, 1, none. Okay, there are no missing terms, so I'm good in shape. So you compare 7x and 7x to the 4th. Basically, you're solving this equation. Remember, it's division. What happens when you divide 7x to the 4th by 7x? You get x cubed, right? The 7's cancel. 4 minus 1 is 3. And that's what goes here, right? That's what I mean by 7x times what is 7x to the 4th. 7x times what is 7x to the 4th. That's what division asks, right? If I ask you what is 6 divided by 2, that's asking the question 2 times what equals 6, right? It's 2 times 3. So that's what division is. It asks 2. All right, so 7x to the 4th divided by 7x is x cubed. Now I'm going to multiply this. So I'm going to take this thing and multiply both of them. So that's going to be 7x to the 4th minus 5x cubed, right? So this term, or any terms after the first one, only gets used when I multiply with this top number, or top thing. All right, now I change signs and combine. So 7x to the 4, negative 7x to the 4 cancels. And this is 21x cubed. 16 plus 5 is 21. All right, now I do 21x cubed divided by 7x, right? 21x cubed divided by 7x is 3x squared. So that means 7x times 3x squared gives me 21x cubed. And I already forgot to do something. I'm going to bring down that 41x squared, right? If I have 2 terms here, I want 2 terms over here. So I only had 1, so I had to bring down the next one. Now, so I did 3x squared already, so 3x squared times 5 is minus 15x squared. Change the signs and combine. So that's going to be 56x squared. Bring down the next term, negative 103x. Right? I only have 1 term. I needed 2 terms, so I bring down the next term. Okay, so 7x, so it's 56x squared over 7x. That's going to be 8x, right? 56 divided by 7 is 8. X squared over x is x, so it's going to be 8x. So I got plus 8x. Now I take that 8x and multiply both of those. So 56x squared minus 40x, right? Negative 5 times positive 8 is negative 40. And then the x comes for the ride. Change signs. So that's going to be 63x. And bring down the 35. 7x times what is 63x? 9, right? 63 divided by 7 is 9. The x is canceled. 9 times 7, 63x. 9 times 5 is 45. Change sign, so that's going to be 80. Okay. Oh. I made a mistake. Do you see the mistake I made? This should have been negative. So that makes this positive. That makes this negative, making this negative 10. Ooh, that was bad. Okay, so there was a mistake in there. All right, so this is a remainder, right? As soon as you don't have any x left over, right? Highest exponent here is just x. As long as there's no x, you're done. So that's going to be plus negative 10 over 7x minus 5. Now, some of you might be saying, why don't I just put a minus there? Well, you could. But I advise against it. On these problems, it'll never be a problem. On these types of, okay? But when you get these problems and you put the negative sign there, you can actually get it wrong, okay? All right, that's that. We're moving on to the next 2 examples. It's example 3A and example 3B. They're next to each other on that sheet, right? It's on the bottom of the page there, okay? So it's the bottom of the first page of, if you're looking at Schoology, it's on that bottom of the first page. Example 3A, Example 3b. We're doing example 3a. So what's the difference between this one and the last one? I have a quadratic. I am dividing by a quadratic. So that's what we're doing here. I am dividing by a quadratic. Okay, now I'm going to put this term in here. And myself, what are you doing that for? Okay. All right, so here I have the exponents going 4, 3, none. Oh, so 4, 3, then 1. It's missing the 2. So I put the 2 in there by putting the 0x squared. So mathematically, you don't have to put the 0x squared. The reason why we put the 0x squared is to help keep us organized. What happens is if we leave out this term, people get lost. Okay, so we use this to help people stay in line. All right, so we'll do it like we did last time. 6x to the 4th divided by 2x squared. All right, that's 3x squared. A lot of you did a good job on this when you took the test took the quiz on Schoology last week. So I'm hoping this will help you understand this. So I'm putting 3x squared here. Now I do 3x squared times 2x squared. That gives me 6x to the 4th. I'm not done with that 3x squared because I got to multiply both these other two. So 3x squared times x is 3x cubed. 3x squared minus 1 is minus 3x squared. Change signs. Combine. So 5 minus 3 is 2. 0 plus 3 is 3. Okay. Now, I am using a trinomial, so I need 3 terms. So I'm going to bring down the next term. Now, 2x squared times what is 2x cubed? Well, it's x, right? It's 2x cubed over 2x squared. So that's x. 2's cancel. 3 minus 2 is 1. All right. Now take that x and multiply. So that's 2x cubed plus x squared minus x. So the x times 2x squared is 2x cubed. X times x is x squared. X times 1 is minus x. Change signs, combine. So that's going to be 2x squared plus 5x. Bring down the minus 4. Compare 2x squared and 2x squared. It's 1, right? If I divide 2x squared over 2x squared, that reduces to make 1. Right? The 2's cancel, x squares cancel. So remember, in a fraction, when everything cancels, you're not left with 0, you're left with 1. Think of it. What's 7 divided by 7? It's 1. When it's the same thing on the top and bottom, it's 1. All right. So I do multiply 1 times 2x squared plus x minus 1. It's 2x squared plus x minus 1. Changes signs. So that's going to be 4x minus 3. So the divisor had a degree of 2. So when I get here and the degree is less than 2, I stop. That's when I'm done. And that's my remainder. 4x minus 3 is remainder. So I do plus 4x minus 3 over 2x squared plus x minus 1. That's it. All right. So this is the answer. That's the answer. That mess right there. All right, one more example and let's call it. Okay, so this time it's the divisor that's missing a term, right? So I'm going to put x squared plus 0x minus 6. 5x to the 4th minus 5x cubed minus 29x squared plus 30x minus 16. Okay, so now, so it's 5x to the 4th over x squared, 5x squared. So I'm going to multiply by 5x squared. Right, so this is scratch work. If you can do this in your head, that's awesome. Okay, you don't have to show this work. It's this work you got to show. All right, so 5x squared times x squared is 5x to the 4th. 5x squared times 0 is 0x cubed. And 5x squared times minus 6 is minus 30x squared. Now change signs. That comes down as negative 5x cubed. 30 and negative 29 is positive x squared. I have a trinomial, so I can bring down the 30x. All right, so now so it's negative 5x cubed over x squared. That's going to be negative 5x. Right? Okay, so that's minus 5x. Multiply, so it's minus 5x cubed plus 0x plus 30x. Change of signs. So that's x squared, and that cancels. So I'm going to go ahead and write 0x. Because I have x squared here, I don't put 0 in the front, but I put 0 in between things. Because this is going to come down as a minus 16. Okay? All right. Again, you are not required to write this, but it keeps things organized by putting that 0 in there. I don't need to put the zeros in the front, but putting zeros in the middle helps me keep things organized. All right? So x squared times what is x squared? Well, it's 1. So it's x squared plus 0x minus 6. Change sign. So that's negative 10. Right? Negative 16 plus 6 is negative 10. Everything else canceled. So that's my remainder. So it's plus negative 10 over x squared minus 6. So in my answer, I don't bother to put the 0x. I use the 0x as the working part of the problem. So there's my answer. And that's it for today. Have a good night.